go and get stuck in here. Guys, welcome welcome all, welcome to a Q&A session. This Q&A session obviously is going to be posted on the YouTube channel. So if you're on the YouTube channel, guys, watching this, never be afraid to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications, and you'll get an episode like this drop every single week where you've got 10 people currently in here that are successful trainers, the cream of the crop, and we're going to talk about anything and everything to do with anything fitness. And it is that simple. So with that being said, if you've got questions in relation to anything that we talk about, we're going to kickstart a conversation today by talking about apparel and some clothing brands. And if you have a clothing brand, we're going to talk about that. If you have any questions about that topic or anything else, guys, just make sure you drop a comment. We actually will get back to all the comments, and it's that simple. With that being said as well, a couple of new announcements. First and foremost, there is new leverage content. There's been two new leverage contents that have dropped in the school platform for you guys. There's also a new piece of content that has dropped as well on our little Canva pack as well. So if you want to design products and if you want to drag and drop PDFs into Canva to save you time, you can do that. And it's a really cool little hack. So there's been a training that's dropped on that inside Business Systems where you build your products. The leverage content will be finished, guys, as well in the next 2 weeks. So all transition across. What's up, Rye? Hopefully you're well, my man. Leverage content will be finished. The new leverage content will be finished in the next fortnight. And I give you my word on that. And then there'll be a lot of new stuff coming across. We're going to transition across a lot of social media training for people that want some additional work there. And yeah, then we're going to obviously have some new things coming off the back of that. As always today, guys, if you have any questions about anything, please raise your hand. But what we will do is we'll kickstart talking about apparel. So Ruben here mentioned that he's got an apparel range and he's got his first drop. So his first line of apparel is dropping, and it's at this weekend. Now, I mentioned to Ruben just before we hit record here, and I'm going to save this for all of you guys because it's great feedback. Any apparel or any supplement brand or anything like that you have is a secondary stream of income, right? It should be secondary. If you are in a position where your main income stream is not pumping you full of cash flow, it is not the right time to launch an apparel brand. I remember when I first met you as well, bro, and you were wearing your brand, right? Nothing wrong with that at all. However, what is the reason as well, bro? There's nothing wrong, guys, with apparel. Like, this is apparel that we have for one of our companies, and there's nothing wrong with that. But with that being said, what's the goal of the company, bro? Let's talk about the goal. Why did you start?
Well, long story short, my business partner came to me 6 months ago. I was like, fuck uni. I'm like, sweet, I'm glad you joined the club. Let's start clothing brand. There's a gap in the Australian market for gym clothing wear, and we started it. So we've got compression tanks and pump cover, and I guess make money and deliver premium clothing wear throughout Australia.
Okay, I love that. It's a good vision. Whoever's told you that, I would say this, and it's not being blunt, I wouldn't say there's a gap in the market. I think this is a market which is saturated. Personally. Like, I mean, there's front runners, there's Nike and Adidas, there's Lorna Jane and Lululemon, right? And if you go and look at like Gymshark, big international brands and stuff like that, you know, there's a lot there. But again, in the Australian market, maybe a bit of a gap. However,
well, that's what we're going to pitch ourselves as, is that we are Australian owned and made. That's why we're doing it. But I agree with you. It's super saturated for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But you're right. Australian owned made, that's definitely something that can be done. So we have Club Athletica as an affiliate that we are associated with as well up in Queensland, and they specialize in girls clothing and sportswear and stuff like that. Again, there's many there, but here's the thing: when you sell a product, right, and even like when you sell a service, guys, with personal training, you can forecast income, right? When you sell a product, you can't, because it's a once-off sale. There's nothing reoccurring unless you have a subscription to it, but you can't really have a subscription when it comes to apparel. I mean, people just go and buy apparel, right? But the point I want to make is this: the only time I personally recommend dumping money into an apparel brand, going back to a mentor, I told you about a mentor of mine, Rubes, right? It's for tax write-off. It's for tax write-off. The only people that will set up clothing brands and do this for success, like, look, without massive backing, financial backing, and trying to go like global fast or have a very big imprint fast, is people that will do it to write off tax. Now, when I say that, like, what do I mean? So you've got your main income stream, your personal training. You're making $250,000 from that, 5K per week, for example, right? And there's 5K traders a week on this webinar, right? So with that being said, what happens is your tax bill, right? It may be, say, 40 to 50K, like just as a ballpark, right? Let's just say that, right? And it should be lower than that if you've got a good accountant. But if you speak to your accountant in the third quarter, right, in the third quarter, they project where your end of year financials are going to be. And for anyone here that's doing big turnover, right, you should, if you've got a good accountant, you should be doing end of financial year projections with that accountant. And that accountant, basically what they'll do is they'll say, look, we're 3/4 of the way through the year, you're already at 200K. So we can probably guarantee that you're probably finishing up projected income based on your business trackers, which you guys should be doing, right? And you can forecast into the future with those. You should be doing around 275, let's say, right? Because if you've earned 3/4, 200, that's 8, 16, it's about 75 a quarter, 70 a quarter, right? So you should finish up at 270. Therefore, you're going to need to pay company tax at 27.5% on the profits after all the deductions, such as wages and overheads, coaching, all this sort of stuff, right? Take all that stuff out, your fuel, any apparel that you've bought for yourself, anything like that. What you're left with is you've got a 40 grand or you've got a 20 grand or a whatever grand tax bill. All right, how do I get rid of that? Now, this is what you do, right? If you want to balance your books, and like purposely, I did this myself. So I did what I did. I don't need to go into it, but I balanced the books. So throughout COVID, I showed that I was running at a loss or even a break even at best, because then there was lots of grants that you could get and stuff like this, right? And look, at the end of the day, everyone's business was affected during COVID. I don't want to say mine wasn't, but I did do well through COVID. But with that being said, I wanted to get rid of the extra tax. So if there was an opportunity where you could then spend the money rather than give it to the ATO, would you rather do that? Yes. This is why in construction, you'll always see at certain points of the year, you'll see in construction, people buy 2, 3, 4 utes. They'll go buy like 2 or 3 brand. I got friends every year, good, close, best friends of mine. They go and buy the top of the range Raptor. They'll put 20 grand of extras into it and they'll buy 2 of them cash. They spend 200 grand cash on it like that. The reason why is because of write-off, right? And that's it. So yeah, with that being said, that's what I recommend to do. It's a good way to spend money, but here's the thing, you're turning it into an income generating asset. So ideally you go and make money. It's not like you want to go and spend 20 grand on a clothing drop, right? And then from there not sell it, right? I mean, even if you didn't though, you're not giving the money to the ATO. So that's that, if that makes sense. So that's the purpose of why I would open up an apparel brand. Apart from that, I wouldn't. A lot of people are fixated around my dream is to own my own supplement brand. Personally, I can't think of anything more boring than doing that, because they don't know what they're getting themselves into when you're going into a saturated market, which is a product-based market with no reoccurring income, and you have no idea. Like, I mean, people just ask yourself, how easy would it be to create Nike 2.0? Well, first and foremost, Nike's marketing budget is in the hundreds and hundreds of millions per year. I even think it's in the billions. Like, I know Amazon's marketing budget, this actually be good to look at. Now, let me just check this. I'm pretty sure it might even be like 10 billion a year. Amazon marketing budget. It's pretty big. Oh, here we go. Look at this, guys. I said it was in the billions. $42 billion is Amazon's marketing budget. You want to try and compete with that? Good luck. So, like, at the end of the day, right? And I knew, I had a feeling, right? So what is the advertising market? So they're saying here 26 billion, 19 billion, 42 billion. These are B's, guys. These aren't M's, let alone hundreds of thousands with a T, right? It's B. You're going into saturated market, right? So that's the problem. So I don't want to say this is going to be the case for you, Rubes, and I don't know who's backing you and how much capital you've got, because you need capital or your company's capital to invest into writing it off so that you don't pay it to the ATO. The only knock-on effect though, guys, and this is just good info for you guys. And when I say ATO for Cam and Rye for you guys that are stateside, that's the government, right? That's the tax authorities, right? So the only negative thing about doing that is if you balance your books and you, instead of giving your tax to the government, you write it off. So you're showing that your company is at a break-even point. You're not going to be in a very good position for finance. You're not going to be in a very good position for lending capacity or power. And you're not going to be in a good position for if you want to go get a house, right? And get loans. Although there's ways around that, and like there's ways around everything. But does that make sense, Roots?
Yeah, no, 100%. I appreciate you speaking, and I didn't take any of that personally, but I absorbed it all as well. So it's definitely a point noted. And look, if it all goes to shit, we've only dumped, like a couple. We've dumped a lot in, but it's not the end of the world if it all went under. So
no, and here's the thing: it won't go under. But here's the thing: what you can't expect, and I tell Darren this from Tough Subs all the time, and I think Darren did 50 kilos last week of protein. That's pretty good for a new business. I've been working with Darren for only 6-7 months. You're doing 50 kilo weeks. Now, obviously, we had Black Friday sales as well, but still, 50 kilos is that's a pretty heavy dumbbell, right? And if you're doing that in powder, right, it's a lot of powder, right? It's a lot of protein powder, and it's that simple. So, look, with that being said, I've told this to Darren. Don't think that you're going to be international protein, right, overnight. Don't think that you're going to grow to that level, right? There's no marketing budget. It's all organic. We're doing a lot of it through affiliates, which I know Mon is here. Rubes, you want to be registered with him. I know Claire is here. Those guys do a lot. So they're right on cue. 10K of that came from Claire. So they put a big order in. Like, this is the thing. So it's about growing and compounding these companies over time, right? Because here's the thing, if you don't have capital, and I'm not here to piss on your party, bro. Like, I'm just being honest, right?
Yeah, of course. I love the honesty.
Yeah. The companies that go big quick have investor backing.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't have capital, how do you get a brand out there? Right? It's hard. It's really.
We're doing heaps of influencer marketing, but we know, obviously we're nothing to compete. So
that's awesome. Now let's talk about influencer marketing, because I talk about this with Darren a lot. And I've talked about, I mentioned Club Athletica. So another female clothing brand. I mentioned this with them, like that you need to be very careful of influencer marketing, because I'll hit the nail on the head for you to understand pretty quickly, right? Just because an influencer with how many followers have your influencers got? 50,000, 100,000, more?
Combined all of them, probably like 3 to 4 mil all up. Like big followings.
How many?
That's everybody combined, and that's TikTok as well. TikTok has crazy amounts of followers. So, yeah.
Okay. So because so this is the thing. How many affiliates? Because that's a good number. You're in the millions, which is good.
Yeah.
How many affiliates is that?
I think it's only like 10 to 12. It's not many, and the majority of them, it's only like a couple that are big M's. But I don't think it's probably not actually 3 or 4. It's probably more like 2.5 to 3, but still it's in the millions. So
very, very good reach, bro. Honestly, it's very good reach. Now, here's the thing. Just be careful with affiliates, right? Unless you're Kendall Jenner, Conor McGregor, Cristiano Ronaldo, these guys are getting paid with millions of dollars per post, right? What you've got to recognize is this, right? That just because someone says to go out there, it's called hope marketing. It's what it is. Now, you're better off creating an affiliate program for that, where you pay them, right, when you get paid. That's what we've created with Tough Subs. Now, Tough Subs with Claire, I know those guys, if they spend $1,000 on supplements, they're making $200 passive like that, right?
It's just fuck to think about the margins, though. That's the hardest thing about commission and affiliates. Because like, if you give 10% to the client, then you give 20% to the affiliate, then you pay yourself after the margins, you're making like fucking 15% margins. It's fucked.
My smile.
What are you supposed to do?
I know these things, bro. You're dead right, man. You're dead right. But look, here's the thing. You are not going to become Nike 2.0. You're definitely not becoming that overnight. This is what I tell to any service-based business that I've worked with. And again, working with Darren in one at the moment. Do not expect for people to just throw money at you. They're not going to do that. This is why, for me, work ethic works and your hard work works. All of you guys here have grown good businesses by going into the gym and making it fucking rain and making it happen, right? You will make far more money from your PT business than you will from an apparel brand. However, the apparel brand that you've set up as well is a great addition to the PT. It's a great addition. But here's like again, it's personal. So I don't want to ask like,
no, just be brutal. I don't give a fuck. Be brutal.
What's the goals of the company? What's the turnover that you want to hit from these affiliates or from the
like maybe 10 to 15K?
What per what? What in one hit? Just one?
Well, for this drop, if we could make 10 to 15, that'd be big profits. But like we've dropped like maybe like 5 to 7.
All right, so it's cool. So look, I'd be looking at 10 is where you want to go first, right? Yeah. But like, here's the thing, like you don't know. This is the thing with influencer marketing. You don't.
It's all hope, yeah.
You don't know. Now it depends how big the influence is. You're paying the influencers, right?
No, we're paying them with product, but we need to set up commission shit. So it's dodgy, and it's because Charlie knows everybody. He knows so many people. I know a lot of people as well. Like there's a lot of people doing us favors. So we got AFL players. We've got big TikTokers. We've got, but it needs to be better. It needs to be more professional. So.
That's cool. Look, dude, I'm more than happy to help you on this shit as well, yeah? Because dude, for me, I never knew that you were putting the energy. You can see like your face is a face of like not nerves, but stress and like a drop's coming, right?
Yeah.
You can see that. For me, if I see people like not thriving, there's a reason why. This is your reason why. I'm not saying you're not thriving, but we could be doing.
No, I'm not. I've been a non-for-profit for like fucking 6 weeks because I just haven't been dumping enough time into fucking PT, and I'm working 14-hour days every fucking day.
Yeah, like 100%. This is what happens, man. Like it's welcome to anyone's world of an entrepreneur. Like it's like there's no such thing as fucking 9 to 5, bro. It's 5 to 9.
Yeah,
that's what
pretty much. Yeah,
it's not 9 to 5.
I don't want to talk about me anymore, but thank you so much for putting so much time.
Bro, not at all. And it's a great topic of conversation, and that's why I wanted to speak about it, because a lot of people here, we don't speak about apparel very often, right? We don't speak about it. Yeah, so that's that. Dan, is that a freaking Strike tote bag on the top of your shelf? It's not anything to do with Strike, is it? Not like my fluorescent orange shirt.
Not quite. I think it's just I don't even know what the hell it is, but I can see the resemblance.
Yeah, yes. I don't know.
You're getting everywhere. Strikes everywhere now.
Hopefully. Well, hopefully Ruben's stuff gets everywhere as well, right? That's the goal. But like, look, it's the fluorescent orange, right? The fluorescent orange. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, guys, like just think about this. Know this, and this is the takeaway. If you control something, you will control the income that something brings. Your hard work will work and it will pay you dividend. And it is literally that simple. When you are doing any form of like hope marketing, and a hope marketing is this: I just dropped $4 grand on a website. Like Claire, you guys know about this and where that got you, right? Not to single you out at all, but I know you've been quite open about that. Like, business cards, putting business cards out, right? Websites, apparel is one of the biggest sort of like, 10K plus. So there you go. So that's an expensive website. So with that being said, yeah, like apparel is a big one, right? Just because it says SIMON and 049823 blah, 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 does not mean, and it says PT on the back, does not mean people are calling me. It doesn't. This is why it's funny to see a lot of people talk about marketing and they're like, right, got a website, got business cards, I got really good stickers for my car. Like, I'm sorry, like with all due respect, think someone's driving going, right, fucking what's that phone number there? I gotta call Monica quick. Mon, take my money. Right? It doesn't work like that, right? However, it's brand awareness. A lot of people confuse marketing with brand awareness, right? Especially with those sorts of streams. So yeah, look, what I'm saying, the point is, guys, when you're working in person, you put your energy into something, you'll get return from that. So I think you'll get return, definitely, Rubes. Whether you get the return on the drop that has cost you, we'll see. But then from there, like, please know that the income that you can make from this time of year in your fitness business will be a hell of a lot more than what you could do potentially with something where you're depending on other people to grow it for you, you know? So hopefully that makes sense. So cool. All right, let's have a little look here. So all good, Cam, no worries. Mitch has to go as well. It's fine, no worries. There's an Instagram link there for Rubes if anyone wants to go check that out as well. Okay, with that being said, that's that. Questions about anything at all? Questions? There must be questions somewhere with someone. I'm just going to wait, guys. I'm going to wait for someone to speak. I'm sick of my own voice. I can play the silent game for a long time. Doesn't matter. Aaron, talk. Where are your packages at, bro?
Yeah, I'm working on them as we speak, so that's why I'm glued to the computer right now, man. So sorry, I'm not ignoring you by any means.
No, very good. All good.
Yeah, and also I did send you one on Messenger about 45 minutes ago, so I'll let you have a look in your time as to how that goes. Just to give us some feedback and all that. Yeah, I did have a. Okay, cool. I did have the question on school earlier. So did you? Because I just got interrupted by a phone call before, man. So I missed about 15 minutes. So did you, by any chance, answer that question at all?
Let's have a little look. I'll go and have a little look on school. Will we?
Yeah, that's right. It's to do with this. It's to do with the social post that I put on Monday regarding my social catch up. So I'll let you have a read of it, and you can go
from there. Is this submit a question in the submitted question post?
Yes, on the submitted question.
Okay. All right. So let's go.
Yeah,
okay. Social media uploaded a post 2 days regarding successful catch up with clients on Sunday. The post got some good traction, but I would have thought maybe more. Never ever gauge and give a shit about traction. I'll talk about that shortly. Anyone that liked it, if I'm not friends. Anyone that liked it that I'm not friends with, would you recommend sending them a request? And should I pop a quick message? Of course, man. Of course. So, like, here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the answer. Of course you should. So this is how organically you can grow a following and engagement online. So we'll talk about some online stuff. However, I don't advise putting a lot of time into organic stuff if you have cash flow. Because if you have cash flow, which we do, Aaron, like, you're better off spending money to make money. I cannot, like, we don't want to go down an ad hole, but like ads at a certain level, unless you're in a gym where the marketing is basically like, it reprints money for you. It's quite good. It works well, and it will continue to work well until you're doing 10K weeks, at least inside the clubs, the marketing that we're using. I personally wouldn't worry about anything like that. I would just run ads. Ads definitely are for people that have scale and cash flow, for sure. So we're doing that as well. I mentioned some feedback there about what we're doing currently, and I don't know whether everything got fixed with your ad account, but anyway, you can message me privately about that if you want to, bro. But yeah, look, you definitely should. If you've got people that are liking it that aren't your friends, add them as a friend. Thanks for the like on the post, and hopefully you have a great day. That's it. But what you don't want to do is, like, don't create yourself a mass amount of work going in and then starting, DMing people cold. Like, we don't, I don't really have, I mean, look, we did have a social media funnel that we followed, I think maybe a year or so ago, that we mentioned to people, you can follow this if you want to. And that's how, like, we used to market. We did everything at one point in time, all organically. But now we don't do that, and we pay for the marketing to get done. So yeah, that's what we do. But for anyone, I wouldn't obsess around doing small things like that. I would put your money into the gym. It's where the cash flow is going to be made. It's where it's easily made, and you'll get a lot more return on your time investment there. Tarks, good to see you, my man. So yeah, that's a good one. Let's just answer this as well. So bulk blast help. Okay, let's have a look here. I've been testing SA group text on a few friends. I've attached the screenshot. For some reason, the person's name I was sending it to isn't in the message. Yes, that's because you haven't. So the answer to that question there, Tash, I don't know whether Tash is with us here at the moment. Is she here today? Let's have a look. Nope, not yet. So the reason why that happens, Tash, is because you haven't put the squiggly arrow, then first name, then squiggly arrow. Right? It won't automatically just recognize people's names. You need to be doing squiggly arrow for, here's Tash. Great timing. Might just wait for Tash. And then we'll jump in. Hi, Tash. You come on right at the perfect time. I'm in the middle of answering your question about bulk blasts. So the reason why the first name hasn't come up is because you didn't put squiggly arrow, first name, squiggly arrow. Did you put that in? You're muted as well. Did you put that in? I don't know whether you did or not. It doesn't, to me, you haven't put that in. Now, so go back to it and put that in, right? So it's in the training, watch the training. That's what you have to do. It won't just recognize people's first names. You need to prompt it. It's code that will communicate with SA group text. The only thing with this, I don't know, oh, Nath, I think you were telling me something different maybe, or someone was, you individually have to hit send. I know, like when I was using it, you used to have to individually hit send, right, on the messages rather than go boom and it will send it to everyone at once. But I don't know whether that's still the case or not. If anyone does know with SA group text, let me know. But that is that. So yeah, I will go through. You got any question there you want to add on top?
So with the group text, so when I was going through it, so when it goes into the message part of through your iPhone, is it meant to have every single recipient's name at the top, or is it meant to be like one name per message? Or
say that again.
So when you go from SA group text and it goes into your message thing on your phone, when at the top we normally would have the numbers, is it meant to have every single person's name in that?
No.
No?
It won't do. So all that will happen is you will have a message like this. You'll have a screen like that, and then at the top it'll just be filled with numbers.
Yeah, that's what I had. Yeah.
That's it. So it'll be filled with numbers, but then you like in your XLS formatted Excel sheet, in the message section, you're going to put that. I've just commented and replied to your post.
Okay,
so
cool.
You're going to have like
squiggly
line, right?
Yeah.
I'll type the squiggly line here in the chat for you. It's it's going to be like this. That's how it reads. I'm pretty sure it's like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm just trying to, obviously with the amount of messages and stuff coming through with the marketing marathon, I'm wanting to get my head around being able to do it. I've got a small group of friends at the moment that I've got as a test group just to make sure everything's going through really well before I start doing it on that bigger scale. So that's one way to make sure everything's good to go, just to make my bit easier as well.
Yeah, cool. Look, there you go. I think just check out that squiggly line first name.
Yeah, that's
okay, what do we got here as well? Aaron, shout out to the accounting team. Oh, there you go. So thanks. Thanks for the feedback there on the accounting team, bro. As we know, they're good at what they do.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. No pleasure. Also, I just had another question pop up as well.
Yeah, let's go.
As in for me. Obviously, I'm on Canva right now to do to work on the packages and all that. To make it more professional and all that, I do want to, like, when we approve of them and they're all good, I want to be able to put them on my iPad. Yep. How do you actually do that? Transferring the files from Canva to the iPad. Do you have to do it through Canva on here, or how does that work?
Watch the training, which is here. I actually did this. I did this yesterday. So, like, go to the classroom.
Okay, hang on.
Go to business framework. Design
business framework. Yep.
Yeah. Design your perfect product. Second.
Okay.
And in the bottom, I want you to click this, the Canva editing hack video. All right.
Canva editing hack video. Okay, no worries at all.
And I talk about taking screenshots. What I recommend you should all do with your product, not store them on a Google Drive. You should store them in a photo album on your iPad, so that if the Wi-Fi is down or you can't use a hotspot and all that sort of stuff, you can access still at any time your PowerPoint. Right. But what you're going to do is you're going to take each slide, blow them up full screen on your computer, screenshot it, then crop it, screenshot the second slide, third, fourth, fifth, sixth slide, and then put that into a photo album called Mind and Body Makeover Package. And then what you're going to do is on these things, you're going to go in here and you're going to go into your photo album on your iPad. All right. And then you open up the photo album and then it will be in there. And you just go boom, 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 boom. So screenshot each slide, put them into an album. That's just like a little hack, an iPad hack. And then you're not like, I don't ever recommend using a PowerPoint presentation. I don't do that. It's a PDF document. Screenshot the slides and chuck them into an album. That's a good. There you go. Claire, what have you got for us? Hopefully well.
Hey Simon. Yes, I am. Thank you. I hope you're well too.
Would you like to watch the message?
Yes, my daughter was listening in. She was like, honestly, Simon's language.
Yeah.
I was like, just eat your toast and let mommy listen to my Voxer, please. But anyway, so my question is, I have a list of the non-jump starts for the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth me getting in touch with these people or not? What
last 2 weeks?
Yeah, so basically I went to my PTM.
Yep.
And I said, hey, can I have a list of the non-jump starts that have come in over the last couple of weeks, please? Yep. And he was really he didn't want to give it me because he actually said, I don't see why I should give somebody that doesn't want to be here.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I was waiting.
I was like, fuck. I was like, I said, well, they didn't buy what you were offering. Maybe I could still help them. But I feel like he didn't want to give it to me because he's like terrified that I'm going to take them to Muscle Hut, which I think, and I just didn't know, is it worth my time and effort, or do I just forget about Good Life?
So first and foremost, this is a strategy that everybody should be doing as a Good Life trainer. You should be doing, and like guys, I know Cass, I don't think Cass is here now. I know Cass has signed up I think she signed up about 17 sessions in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So well done, Cass. Like that's good volume. There's still, I know Tash here. Tash has signed up some silvers as well, or Tash was here. I think she signed up some silvers. Like there you are, Tash. Yeah. Anyone here still making signups at this time? Hands up if you sign people up. Tane, good. Rube, sort of Tarkin, well done. Hopefully, I sent you a good message this morning, Tarks, as well. So we'll forecast and crunch some numbers. You and Tane, so you're both here. We're going to play the same game at this time of year. And we want to have fun, but make sure we're doing this streamlined and smooth and as easy as possible, right? But with bigger, more trainer volume than we've ever had. So yeah, did you get back to me? I don't know if you have.
Not yet. No, I'll jump on there and have a look.
Sweet. So yeah, basically every single person this time is still signing clients, right? The reason, like every single week, and we've talked about this as well, just to really reiterate, there's a new training called Prime Yourself for Growth. If you prime yourself for growth, guys, and you get on top of building relationships in the clubs, right, that will enable you to get this data that we'll talk about with Claire in a sec, you'll always be flourishing. Always. There's unless the gym doesn't sign up new people, which it's their job to, and they're big clubs, they do, you'll always be flourishing. So make sure you watch that training in the marketing section. Everybody, right? Everybody watch it. Prime yourself for growth. It's the second training. It's a new training that's been released, right? Now, you should always be executing these. Now with you, Claire, how long have you got left now? Is it about a month?
Yeah. Officially, I can be in the club till the 31st of December.
What's your take? How many leads is there?
Oh, I reckon there's about 30.
Yeah. These are good leads, right? They're good. Why? Because you've got onto them hot. So again, anyone watching this on YouTube as well, like, or anyone watching recording, like if you're looking for a very easy strategy to go and get new clients as a rental trainer in a gym that all these guys use to get good business growth, go and ask the clubs for new member signups. New members are new members that are not a new member after 7 days of being in that club. Speed and action is everything. Just a quick show of hands, be vulnerable here, guys. There's nothing wrong with this. If you think you could be more on top with getting new member lists or any form of lists so that they are fresher leads, put your hands up. Ray, Dan, yeah, that's pretty good at the end of the day. So there's not too many of you. So does that mean that every single person here that can be, you're getting leads within 7 days of them coming into the club? Yeah, good. That's what you should be doing. Ray and Dan, obviously Dan, I know like time is strapped, and obviously we'll come to a point where we make a move shortly. But with Ray, this is something for us definitely like keep on top of, right? Like, so they're hot leads, Claire, because they're 7 days old. So they're set, like ideally though, you want to try and get them super fresh, but you can't in a Good Life Club be on top of them saying, can I have the new members from the last 24 hours, please? Like you can't really do that. Right?
He actually said to me, like, he would only give me that list once a month. But he just gave me this bullshit excuse, but I was like, just give me the last for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well done.
What's actually on this sheet, it tells me whether they've signed what their term is. So I was thinking of just contacting all the people that are done for a month, because they can come with me then.
Yeah, like 100%. I like Jack's reply in the chat as well. So just say I'll stop paying rent until you give me the list anyway. That's what
I didn't see that.
But yeah, like look, at the end of the day, it's their job to give you the lists, right? But they're only just sour because you're leaving, but you're a hustler, which means you're growing your business still, even though you're leaving, which is good. Look, at the end of the day, they're good leads. But the point I'm trying to make here to everybody is time is of the essence and speed is freaking important. I like anyone here that runs ads. I don't know, we're starting Aaron, but like time to call, it's got to be within 24 hours. I mean, if you're generating leads via paid marketing and you're not literally hitting them within an hour or two, the leads go cold. They really go cold. You think about it like this as well, guys. Like again, before we continue elaborating, but it's just good topic of conversation. Does anyone get frustrated these days when things take time? You know, when your internet connection is slow, does it fucking piss you off? You're like, oh my God, like, could you imagine being on like Windows 95, LimeWire, you like downloading illegal music on LimeWire, and you see this like, it's taking like 2 days to download a 20-second song, right? Think about it like this, guys. We are in an era where time is of the essence, right? The whole 5G network has been built for one purpose, and it's speed, right? People do not think about it. Facebook ads, right? If you aren't capturing people's attention within 2 seconds, they're gone. 2 seconds, they're gone. Why? Because people don't care or have the time to sit and watch an essay, right? I know all of our recorded webinars. I mean, this one's made public, so it gets a few views on it and stuff, but like it's all minimal. Like, do you think people are going to watch back webinars? No. It takes an hour, right? That's why you're better off being here live in person and attend 2 or 3 of them a week, and you'll be fine. You're always topped up with data, right? And the new trends of Pinnacle. But things happen quick. So again, the time to call needs to be fast. But to answer your question, Claire, basically 100%. I have 4 kids. My patience is very high, says Nathan. With that being said, I have 2 and mine is like very, very thin, but I know you're joking, Nathan. Yeah, so Claire,
just give it a crack, I guess.
So give them a crack, you said?
Just give them a crack, yeah.
Well,
and
what's your goal when you sign them up? Are you going to take them with you?
Yeah.
Well done for being open and admitting that confidently.
I have a little follow-up question with regards to that. Like, I've got an agreement with Scotty that they can come and train with me, and I'm sort of paying $10 a head for each person that comes into the club.
Yeah.
When I exceed 10, I just pay him 150 base a week.
That's good.
He said that they don't have to join Muscle Hut unless they want to do their training there like regularly. So am I within my like contract? Because you know you're not supposed to like fucking pilfer people. So if they remain a Good Life, but they just come and see me, it's got nothing to do with Good Life, really, has it? Because they're still members.
Good point. I think we should do the right thing here by saying this. Like, I don't recommend trying to steal people from clubs and stuff like that. I definitely don't recommend stealing clients from anybody at all.
I'm very by the book. I'm British, so I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I feel like I've got a bit of a loophole because they're not actually leaving Good Life.
100%, 100. Like, this is the thing. They're not leaving Good Life, but here's the thing. This is the legality part of it. Even though, and I've told this with PTs, with contracts that are like, you know, your calling off period is like 3 months. It might cost 3K or 3.5K. No one's getting taken to court over that. I'm just being open and honest. No one's getting taken to court unless it's like 5 to 10K plus, right? No one's going to do it because they don't stand to gain anything from it. Like, what you do, pay the damages and then that's it, right? Like, it's that simple. So no one's ever going to get, like, they're never going to take it further. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, the point I'm trying to make is this, guys, get it out, Simon. If they choose to leave the gym, that's on them choosing to leave the gym, right? They're more loyal to you than they are their club. So as long as you don't say, hey, come with me, I'm trying to poach you from that club, which no one's going to say, right? It's their decision. Their decision is to follow you, the trainer. We spoke about this as well based on what I saw in New South Wales last week at the Beyond Active event. Most gyms are open, they openly admit that their onboarding process sucks. And it's not because the CEOs don't care and the trainers don't care. It's because of all the salespeople and the managers don't give a shit. And they don't implement the onboarding processes. And like, it's that simple. Whether you're in a Jets, a Good Life, a Fitness First, it's the state. Like, we saw this with multiple gyms last week at this conference that I was at. And they all said that the onboarding process is shit and they don't care. But the CEOs do. Of course they care. Just like you care, because you guys actually care about, well, two things. We care about people. They care about profit, right? And it's that simple. So therefore they have to care about the onboarding processes, but the managers don't. They're there for a paycheck. They don't care. So with that being said, they have a relationship, Claire, with you. So if they want to leave, which is what happens, we talked about attrition rates of gyms recently. We talked about attrition rates, right? So basically, one sec, sorry guys. Attrition rates is basically the rate of which people leave the gym. If you've got a poor attrition rate, which basically means poor retention, look at your fucking self in the mirror. Look at the gym. Look at yourself in the mirror. It's not anyone else's fault if people want to go with Claire because she's better than your club. So
and the club is the equipment at Muscle Hut, the vibe is the kind of people I train, they will be better there.
They will be better there. So that's exactly right.
That's my main concern, is that their journey is going to get them to where they want to be and better than their expectations. And that is, in my opinion, at Muscle Hut, because fucking Good Life Maroochydore is just a hot fucking mess.
Yeah,
I picked up a 20-kilo dumbbell off the rack yesterday, and a fucking lump of it fell off. Like, I'm not joking. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I've had to pay $4,000 to get out of this fucking contract, and I pick up a 20-kilo dumbbell, and a piece of it falls off."
That's a health and safety concern as well.
I know.
Maybe you should tell them about that. But
I did. I took the piece over, and I was like, "What do you want to fucking do with this?"
Yeah, look, I think with that being said as well, a lot of these clubs as well, especially the Snap Fitness CEO, so the guy that I spoke with there, Chris, like, he's a great guy. We'll have a conversation with him going as well. Like, he basically says, no worries as well. Rye, I'll drop you a message as well. Drop me a message, Rye, as well. You should do, and I'll message you back. Basically, like, with these gyms, like Chris, he mentioned, they go through and refurb 20, 30 clubs a year. Like, one every sort of 2 weeks. They'll do that 3 years later, once they've got through their 180 or whatever clubs, blah, 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 blah. They do a ton more clubs than that per year, probably, actually. The club that's just finished the refurb, they go back and then they refurb again. So like at the scale of these clubs that they're operating at, and everyone here can comprehend the scale, right? There's hundreds of clubs, right? Which also means that there's hundreds of different people that speak 100 different types of English, 100 franchisee or franchise owners, right? Which is franchisor, right? So like, yeah, like there's a lot of people to please, and then you've got the trainers. There's 20, 50 trainers in your club, right, or whatever. Like, it's like, you know, loads of trainers that are in each club. There's hundreds and hundreds, thousands of trainers. There's a lot of people to please, and at the end of the day, if you can find a better club where you can easily please your guys, go there and please them. And it's that simple. But I don't, for the record, condone stealing.
No, and I don't have that intention, and I've never ever said to any of them, "Come with me." I'm taking them all down this week, so I've got 15 coming down this week, just to see what it's like.
No, but look, I mean, the overhead you're going to save, or you're going to slash your rent in half at least.
Yes, yeah, so, I will.
It's an overhead that gets slashed because people are going to get a better experience, train better, fresh location, fresh vibe, fresh approach with what we'll discuss, obviously.
Yes,
yeah. Your boxer with that little, you know, the fake competition, which I think would work really well.
Yeah.
And do you like the overview sort of like nature?
Yeah, I'm already sort of thinking of names, like, you know, like it's like the first step, first prep, or something like that. Like, I don't know, like. I think it's a good idea because I do have a lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, I really want to do that, but I can't have confidence."
Yeah. I like for what? So you don't mind if I share with the guys the concept, do you, Claire?
No, of course not.
So Claire was saying she wants to do something unique, and we're thinking of. So Claire is going. When's Vegas?
Oh, Vegas is not till November, but my first competition for next season will be 21 weeks this Saturday. So I'm on my second week of prep right now. This is my third comp season. I'm going for an overall title. I've got national titles, but I've like go home or go home, or go hard or go home. Like, I want a fucking world title.
Sure. Claire wants to be a world champion this time next year to compete in Vegas. Like, how awesome is that? Like, so we'll be here supporting you with that. But basically, what we've come up with an idea is that while Claire goes through her prep to get to like the first season in 2024, right? Like, basically, she wants to create a competition where people commit to competing, but it's fun. It's for fun. And then what I suggested is basically get before photos and then you get after photos. She wants to do hair and makeup package because she does that stuff as well. And then from there, get a photographer, but hire a small venue with a stage. And you have each person come out competing against their self with before photos and the after photos of them with their hair and makeup all done. And they have their before photos on the stage and their after photos on their stage. It's a competition with themselves, pretty much. I think it's an awesome principle. And I think this is something we'll work on and then obviously turn into an event. I mean, this is something that people... Like, I'd love to be able to go hard and get on stage. I've been told by old coaches of mine that I have good genetics, but I have a good appetite for pizza and beer and drink. And that's like, I'm just open. I could never do it. I could never do it.
It's next level kind of discipline. Like, if you're happy to live out of a plastic box for 6 months and carry that around with you, and all the social events need to be like, it's a game. It's over. When I get my kids like hot chips, I will get them and then I will go and walk another 5,000 steps and wait for them to text me to say they've finished and emptied the bin so that I can not smell the chips. Like, that's the reality of it.
This is exactly right. So again, for getting people to commit and to dial in, and this is what Claire mentioned, which is dead right. You have to have something to work towards.
Yeah, there's got to be something. They've got to realize that they're going to walk around with their kit off, and that makes them shit themselves. So they do the work. Yeah,
100%, and then they commit to it. And obviously, the pricing structure of this, like, and we probably do a small down payment, and then you pay it off over time. You pull the pin. You pull the pin, and you lose everything. Like you don't register for a world title to then go, shit, those chips and that bin smells pretty good. I'm gonna go dive.
Get in it.
So that's that. But hopefully that kind of helps. And we're all behind you, Claire, as well. We're all behind you. And Obviously, we'll talk about some sponsorship as well for the US as well. You go to Vegas when you go.
That would be sick.
That's cool. Anyone else? Rubes, you got a hand up there. Sorry, bro, missed you.
Yeah, I've probably got like a quick 2-minute question. It's actually going to be with in regards to the goal stuff. So with the goal setting in the pre-exercise questionnaire, I think where I'm having difficulty is setting up, like if the client doesn't have a goal, it's like, oh fuck. All the questions about how long have you been thinking about it? What's been holding you back? They don't really relate. But I think I'm not doing it right because I need to set them a goal, and I've got a frame that I'm going to copy into the chat.
Yeah. Let's have a look at this. This is a good question. We can roll over with this one. And then guys, we're launching the 3rd training for the marketing marathon today, and we're going to be going through it in the next webinar. So I'll see you in a second around that. Let's have a little look here, though. This is good, no? This is good. Definitely. Were you on the sales webinar yesterday, Rubes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were. That was a good one as well. Let me see here.
I'll just copy and paste that over.
Yeah. Copy and paste it over. But what's your into the chat?
Yeah, it's in the chat. I can copy and paste it over to the next meeting if you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, let's do that. Let's jump across because there'll be some people jumping across there. We'll see everyone across. We're going to go through the new approach and all the marketing for the marketing marathon guide. So we'll see you there. Let's go.